Hey friends, welcome to that 1870s homestead. My name's Rachel. I'm just out here prepping to plant our wheat in the garden for the first time. And I thought, while I'm doing this, all I'm doing is raking the leaves away from the bed that it's going in. I have pulled no less than 50 strawberry pups out of this garden. And I wanted to tell you about a myth that I've busted through this process. They always say that you should never bury a crown from your strawberries or it'll rot and it won't grow. This crown, this strawberry plant was up to only the leaf coming out of the dirt. All of this was, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches below the surface of the soil, and it grew. And that's how so many of them have been, because I really tried to weed this last fall. And of course I didn't see it because it was below the soil. And anyway, I'm just getting the last few little weeds out that I'm seeing. And then we're gonna rake this level and then we're gonna plant. So it should be really fun. I think I'm planting green beans today too. So I'll just take you guys with me in the garden and we'll get some fun stuff done. So that was a job, and it's not hot. It's like 70 degrees, but it is muggy. So here's the thing that I know. I think I know anyway. I just counted it out. 25 seeds per square foot. I'm not planting individually 25 seeds per square foot, but I measured how much 25 seeds is in the palm of my hand. It's about a quarter. So I'm going to try to grab like a quarter size at a time and sprinkle it while I go, just to try to do my best. But it's all been raked clean. The majority of the weeds have been picked out. I don't think that there's going to be any way to stay on top of the weeds once the wheat starts growing. So we'll just see how this experiment goes this week here. And the funny thing is we were eating so much bread, like making bread every single week, plus other things, biscuits, cookies, desserts. And just recently, Todd and I decided that we're gonna go off gluten and carbs for the most part, other than veggie and fruit carbs. But I'm still gonna do it because in the future, I'd really like to know what size space in my back pasture, if I wanted to plow it and till it and plant wheat, how much would the yield be? I'm really interested. So and I want to go through the whole thrashing process and sifting and what's all the right words for that. I just want to do it. So we're gonna go in. I got my, about that little quarter size of wheat berries, and just start walking and spreading. was a booty workout. So I don't know if that was the right thing to do. It just felt right in my mind to make it have really good soil contact and like walk it in, because we're really not going to have a lot of rain. Maybe a sprinkle tomorrow, and then no rain for like 4 days. And I'm assuming you don't have to cover it, so I should go back in and watch some videos on it and see if there's anything I'm going to do differently. But I think I did pretty good with the seed spacing. Probably not perfect. It's probably still a little overseeded or vacant in some spots, but as good as I could do for the purposes of this little fun experiment. And now in the back here is where I have my trellis for green beans. So I'm gonna go in and grab a drink, and then I'll be back out with you guys and we will plant our Blue Lake green beans. Oh, that's what I didn't tell you. What kind of wheat was that? It was spring white wheat. Spring hard white wheat. So, yes. All right, I'll be back. I need to go grab a drink, cool off for a little bit, and then we'll get all of our green beans done. Can you guys see those out in the grass moving around? Our neighbors' guineas are over here. They've never been here, and they live, like, see that field? There's another field on the other side of that, and that's where those guineas are from. They've never came this far. You'll see them across the road and stuff, but I guess I'm glad they're here. They can eat all the chicks that they want. So I did my research while I was taking my break, and the thing is, I was wrong. The wheat is supposed to be planted like an inch deep. I don't know how to do that successfully. So I think what I'm going to do is just use my hard rake and pull from this side in and that side in, and hopefully it gets covered well enough. One thing that I did probably do right was stomping on it, because they want firm soil, and my soil is extremely loose soil. So giving them a hard surface to develop their crown. Otherwise, it's going to truly be an experiment at this point. But I went ahead and changed into my sandals because I just want to break from that while I think and process the fact that I have to rake that again. And we're going to head to the back there, and get our green beans planted. So, had a nice break though. Our Todd's dad stopped by and we visited for a little bit. And now I'm rested and not sweaty anymore. So come with me, let's plant some Blue Lake green beans. Okay, I've mentioned to you guys in the past, I am not a seed snob by any means. I buy seeds from several different places. So these came from Gurney's, and they are Blue Lake pole beans. Really good, stringless. Stringless is key for me because I don't want extra work when I come to preserving my green beans. And if you're doing square foot method, about 5 per square feet. But we're running them on a trellis, and I'm just going to be planting them about every 3 inches in 2 rows down this trellis. So we have 1 row on one side of the trellis, 1 row on the other side of the trellis. I think that'll work good. And you want to plant them about 1.5 inches deep. So one way to always think about planting depth is basically the size of your seed to, or like as deep as this twice. I said this in a recent Instagram post. If you use wood chips in your garden, you will never be without a gardening tool. And I've used all kinds of sticks, like this side. Perfect weed puller. It's flat, you pop it in there underneath a weed and it just pops it right out. So many earthworms in my garden. I'm so fortunate this year. They're just doing great. Had to take a little break. We had a slight catastrophe in the house while I was up there. I went ahead and chose to change back into my boots. So we're almost done. I do have one 8-foot panel that I don't think I'm going to plant with green beans. Up to here is more than 120 green bean plants, which is plenty. So I think I'll save this panel for pumpkins or butternut squash or something like that. Both of those things are kind of in my garden plan to find space for. So I think I'll do that. And we're almost done. This has gone extremely well. I've hardly had to pull any weeds, so that's been good. And all the leaves I've just been pushing to this little walkway gap between the where the beans are growing and the potatoes are growing. And beans and potatoes are fantastic companion plants, if you didn't know that. And I will be back out here probably tomorrow if I have the opportunity. I'll definitely bring you guys with me because I do want to show as much as I can of getting back into gardening after taking that year off. And so tomorrow I think we'll get cucumbers planted, and we'll get our zucchini and the squash and the pumpkins all planted. And then next weekend is the last of it. Tomatoes, peppers, things like that. So we're getting super close to having everything planted out. And then it's just sit back, maintain it, you know. And my biggest recommendation is if you can find like 10-15 minutes a day, maybe even twice a day at the onset of gardening till the plants get big enough to suppress the weeds. If you take 10 or 15 minutes to walk through your garden and pull what you find, you're going to save yourself a lot of effort. And it's a good thing just to check in on any pest pressure, maintain your weeds, see if you know, the watering schedule needs to be adjusted, anything like that. So that's all, at least for, I should say for my size garden, that's about what I expect to do. I'll come out in the morning before the heat of the day, walk through it, do some little management, and then probably in the evenings. But I will definitely bring you guys back when all this stuff starts growing and show you what it looks like. And if you guys have seen my handy dandy, little seat I've been sitting on, how nice is that? It holds a drink, holds my seeds, holds my phone. And Todd got this for me for my birthday this year. It's what I wanted. I said, I just really want a garden seat. I'm always just kind of dragging around a piece of cardboard with me. And he got it on Amazon, so I'll try to have him link it in the description box below so if you're like me. And it's one that you can flip over, and it can be a kneeler. So I'm actually sitting on it like in the kneeling position because I need to be down low. But if you flip it over, you would be sitting up higher. So it's kind of nice. All right, so now we need to go rake in our wheat, and we're going to be all done for the day. It was a great, beautiful, glorious day in the garden. Really thankful to have made it this far into the growing season. Be able to show you guys some fun updates, and can't wait to just share the progress all through the gardening season with you guys. So let's go fix our first mistake and rake in that wheat.